Hello and welcome to Cognisess. My name is Dr. Boris Altemeyer. I'm the Chief Scientific Officer of Cognisess, and I would like to go over team fit today. Team fit itself is a very comprehensive feature that allows us to see who is actually the right person to work within a new team, or how best to actually compose a team in terms of task alignment and overall fit of the team. The team fit feature breaks down into three separate aspects. What actually makes people interact in a specific way within a team, and how the team as a whole actually works, and who is actually taking care of which roles within the team from a professional competence point of view. Now, the first thing we find about team fit is, in this aspect where it's already pre-populated, that we can bring in any employee in order to see who actually would work together in the best possible way. Now, it's all directly real-time interactive, so if I remove a few people, we see that the graphs are already changing. If we look at these graphs, they're called violin plots and are standard distribution curves that have been turned on their sides and have been mirrored on their own axis. So you'll see the wider they are, the more people, indicated as individual dots here. I can hover over them to see who it actually is. This just means that whilst there's still a connection, there's actually a gap here. There's no one who claimed this particular part of the distribution, which might be exactly what we wanted to see, or it might be something that might need addressing. Overall, team fit is separated in two parts, and the inspiration for that came from the way that the human brain is, in its functionality, mostly separated. So we have one aspect that deals with social cohesion, how people work together and how people actually communicate. Opposite to that, we've got the cognitive fit aspect. How do these people make sense of the world? The idea behind this is that cognitive diversity actually helps people to think outside the box a bit more quickly. Now, if we look at social cohesion, what we see here is that we've got four separate aspects that are important in terms of how people communicate. First one here is leadership. Leadership is all about someone's natural tendency to assume leadership in a situation where leadership is required. Collaboration is all about reaching consensus rather than being proactive and just doing your own thing. People skills just describes how good people are at reading others and adjusting themselves to the requirements of the situation. Psychological safety describes how likely someone is to share their views freely because they do not think that it will have any negative repercussions. What we would see here, for example, is that we have people at the very top who have very high scores and feel safe in their environment. People further down here are far less likely to voice their concerns. We've also got four aspects on the cognitive part. Results focused, depending on whether the team is generally innovation and exploration driven or whether they have a distinct task to fulfill. This is something that we might be interested in maximizing. Creativity and innovation is the counterpart. It's all about thinking outside the box quite naturally. Then we have got critical thinking, which is all about testing and validating whether the thoughts that we're presented with are actually implementable and valid. And we've got team adaptability, an aspect that is all about how quickly the team can actually restructure itself and realign itself with the environment. Now, whilst all these scores need to be balanced in a certain way, depending on the team you're looking at, there will be different preferences you're going for. You might want to have more than one person who strives for natural leadership, but ideally you don't want to have too many people who are above the norm in terms of leadership in a single team, because that is going to cause friction. Other aspects also need to be balanced, but that can be very much team specific. This feature is more built to actually inform you in terms of what is there and to inform any further interventions and education pieces. In social cohesion and cognitive fit, we have got two overall scores that summarize the variance that we've got in all these results. The closer to 1,000 it is, the more it is the norm. If it is above 1,000, you could see it as an alignment buffer. If we're going far below 1,000, the team is already stretched in that capacity. And combining those two, we've got the overall buffer, which we call team alignment. The higher the team alignment score, the better the team will be able to deal with rapid change or with changes to the team. We can then go and have a look at the team statistics, which again here just break down the scores in terms of the overall distribution to values that you're already familiar with from the Cognisess platform. The UQ, cognition scores, emotion scores and skills. And of course personality distributions. What here in this demo is quite interesting, that with the demo data that we've got here, we've got quite a few people who are not highly emotionally intelligent, which may be absolutely fine, maybe even desirable in their line of work, but we've also got in the same demo team here quite a few people who are absolutely excellent at reading people and managing their own emotions. That can be very good for the team, or it can to a certain extent cause friction, which then needs to be explored further with the overall team fit scores. Some teams naturally just require for us to have certain numbers of people in the team to actually solve the task. For example, it might very well be the case that you're building a team which naturally, based on the task they have to solve, requires 2 senior data analysts. Depending on how much you have got at your disposal, and the position role alignment here gives you the chance to select those who stretch the team and complement the team in the most desirable way to what you want to achieve. Whilst the overall team fit scores and the overall team fit characteristics are pretty much universal, they can of course be adjusted to fit organizational needs. My recommendation would be to always take into consideration first whether we are describing a team that is a team by design and by functionality, meaning that they actually interact and have interdepending tasks, or whether we are actually describing a function, whether we're describing a team that is only a team in name, because these people might share knowledge, but they do not have interdependent tasks between themselves. I hope this demo was helpful, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us and book in a demo session directly based around the team fit paradigms and the team statistics with the account management team.